Hello, ladies. Do you spend enough time outside in nature, surrounded by the beautiful mountains, beach, or whatever it is that you have access to wherever you live? Hello, this is Anna Laura Brown. In this video, I want to share with you about 5 tips of things that you can do to improve your metabolic health. Now, some of these things may be a little bit obvious to you, but you're like most people, you're not doing them. Other things may be not so obvious. So the first thing, of course, is pretty obvious, is to make sure that you get enough steps and enough exercise in every day. They say that the minimum for maintaining weight is 6,000 steps per day, and if you really want to lose weight, you should be going up to 10,000 plus. And the reality is that a lot of us are averaging maybe 3,000 to 4,000 per day, unless you actively get out and exercise, or you have an at-home gym that you do a lot of exercise with, that kind of thing. So doing your exercise, and along with that, making at least some of the exercise be outdoors, is what I really highly recommend. And in case you can't tell, for those of you who want to know, this is currently the scenery you're looking at is from Snowbird in Snowbird, Utah, up in the mountains near Salt Lake City. So that's where I am at the moment filming this. Okay, then the second tip is to give up sugar, and for a lot of you, it's not going to be just regular sugar. You're also going to have to give up all sources of sugar. So that's going to include even things like honey and maple syrup, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, which you really shouldn't be having anyway, and even possibly things like stevia and monk fruit, you may have to give up for a short while for the most part. Now granted, if you're taking some different supplements and things, collagen, probiotic powders, things like that have them, then that's probably okay, but you just don't want to be using them in overabundance in treats and sweets and things like that. And you may even have to give up some fruits like bananas and oranges that have a higher sugar concentrate. The fruits that typically have lower sugar, that don't spike your blood sugar as much, would be a lot of the berries. Typically would be the lower glycemic, and you may be able to handle those still, but you may have to give up all other fruits. And that can be really hard. I know a lot of us really struggle with a lot of cravings. We really want that stuff. But if you're really determined to help fix your metabolic health, then that may be something you may have to do. And the third thing that you want to consider is things like probiotics and gut healing things, collagen, the things like that. And they are not all created equal. I personally have something that I use and recommend, that if you want to know what they are, you can reach out and ask me. I'll put some links in this video description. But the reality is that we just can't get what we need to support good gut health and good metabolic health from food alone these days. It just doesn't happen. Then the fourth thing that you will probably want to do is consider doing some low carb. Now, a lot of people refer to low carb as keto. You don't necessarily have to do keto. I personally don't do a full keto. But this basically means that you want to cut back on carbs, which means for a lot of people you may not want to have more cauliflower rice instead of regular rice, have more sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes, avoid even having bread at all, because bread is a really high carb, and you can go with something like an almond flour tortilla instead. That can work, that kind of thing. And then the last but not least, but this is something that a lot of times people don't think about, is make sure you get good high quality sleep, because the reality is that if you're not sleeping well, it may even be caused partly by poor metabolic health, but continuing to not get the kind of sleep you need is going to cause even more and more issues with your metabolic health. And so you just want to make sure that you are sleeping and you get the help you need if you are not getting the kind of sleep that you need. So hopefully you found these tips helpful. Let me go over them again. Number 1 is get outside and get adequate exercise and steps, at least 6,000 steps per day. Number 2 is remove all sources of sugar, and in some cases maybe even some fruit sugar. Number 3 is take proper gut health protocols, like things like collagen, probiotics, that kind of thing. Number 4 is reduce the amount of carbs that you eat. Number 5 is get good adequate sleep. So I hope this has helped. If you would like more information on any of these or would like to talk to me, there will be a link in the description for a free call. Thanks, take care, and I look forward to hearing from you.